I'm gonna go over here in the corner where it's a little bit quieter. But morning. I got that one light still flickering. I got both salamanders going. Air compressor. We're gonna work on that today. If anybody was wondering what the truck looks like during the live streams, that's what it looks like. But I dropped my plow. We're gonna work on the front end of the truck. I've got something squeaking in the front. I'm gonna do that. But I dropped the plow. That was a pain coming off the truck. Did not want to come off. Compressor's full of air now. So I just sprayed all the pins and linkages with a bunch of PB Blast. I'm letting that soak. Then I'm going to spray it down before I hook it up with some white lithium grease. But first I need to jack the front. End of the truck up just as high as I can get it, because I've got a broken grease fitting on the lower ball joint on this, on the passenger side. So I want to jack it up. I will pull that tire off so I got more room to work. Change that broken grease fitting, then grease the entire truck. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, that's the plow. I replaced all the wiring in because of the mice got into it. Yeah. Oh, and this is also, if you're just new to the channel, 2 years ago I just had a brand new motor put in that truck. I had a complete motor put in this truck. A lot of people said I was nuts. I should have taken the money and bought a new truck. I look at it as, okay, for the same amount of money, I get the same warranty. Actually, for less money. A new motor, I get the same warranty as a brand new truck. I have no payments now. Insurance is cheaper. So why spend $120,000 on a 550 when by putting all the motor, I had the motor, shocks, all and metal lines replaced underneath. Except for like the brake lines like I had the last storm. But all that for less than $45,000, and it's basically a brand new truck. Well, here's the grease fitting I need to change that's not there. Looks like it got ground off. Like I kind of went off the edge of the road and just scraped the pavement. So I gotta get that one out. I need to get it all the way up in the air and the tire off so I got room to put the easy out in and tap a hammer into it. Tap it in with a hammer. But it's not the greatest thing, but I also need to check the front end for play. I need to see if I need to do anything on this. It shouldn't need anything because let's see, my father passed away in 2016. 2015 he had the front end rebuilt. So no, my father passed away in 18. Sorry, my mother passed away in 16. My father passed away in June of 18. I think in 17 he had the front end completely rebuilt. I got the truck in 18. I think it was in November of 19 is when, no, 20, no, 19. 19 is when the motor let go in this. So the truck sat from 19 to 23, so it sat for 4 years, not moving. And it looks a lot worse than what it is. The truck has a case of what we call lot rot. It sat on a gravel parking lot, not the greatest for it, but it sat in a gravel parking lot for like 3-4 years. So I got the money up to get the motor in it. So yeah, so I think the front end's fine, but I'm gonna go over it anyways. My sticker isn't due until May, so we're good for that. I have like 5 months to work on this to get it ready for a sticker. Well, that didn't take long. Yeah, she needs a lower ball joint. I'll show you. See right here? Watch these two. That needs to be replaced. And the thing that is not fun, to replace that, I've got to pull all of this off the truck. The top one seems to be fine, it's just the lower. But if I'm gonna be replacing one, I'm gonna replace both. And I did both. I did on my 250, I replaced everything on that. That was, I think it was almost $2,500 just in the parts alone. But to do that, as I said, I gotta pull all this off, pull the rotor off, the hub off, the brakes off, ABS lines, vacuum line, tie rod, drag link, everything. So I know I need to do that. I might as well jack up the, that's the only one that's bad because, of course, as I said, that one's got a bad grease fitting. I'm gonna fill it with grease for now. Looks like I know what I'm doing next weekend. I have to order a ball joint. Yeah, lower ball joints for this thing. Joy! I had an idea. I know that's scary. I was gonna change that grease fitting and fill that lower ball joint with grease. But why change the fitting if I know I'm changing the ball joint probably within the week? So we just so happen to have one of these, a set of this set here. So what I wound up doing was taking this one here with the rubber tip, sealing it on the bottom, and pumping it full of grease, as you can see. So I know that one's got grease, so I'm gonna go through, we're gonna continue greasing it. Yes, the front end of this truck can be difficult because with the upper ball joints here, this one right here, because the yoke is in the way. So that's why we got this. We got this one here we can use, or this one here, because I got the lock and lube on my gun. Sometimes that will make it difficult trying to get into some spots. I can't even get into some of them. So that's why we went out and bought this kit. It does work, but it can be difficult at times. I'm gonna start going through and greasing this. I did check the, if you look, you see the driver's side's off the ground. I did go over there, check the driver's side, upper lower ball joints. Those are good. That side is good. It's this one here that's got the bad lower ball joint. And I'm not looking forward to that because it is a pain. But I did spray the manual hubs here with some PB Blast. I'm gonna let it soak for a few minutes. Then I'm gonna try freeing them up, seeing if they're stiff right now. I'm gonna try grab a set of channel locks and just try to twist it, try to free it up better. This one didn't like it, but I got it to take grease. Look right up in here, you'll see grease oozing out. So that means that it's full of grease. Got the U-joint. I got that one there and that one there with grease. I don't like this. This one does not have grease fitting. See, like on my 250, I replaced that with a greasable one. We're gonna wander over to that side of the truck and see what type of nightmare I have over there. Again, I'm playing around with bigger trucks, so it's gonna be bigger bills. And I have to stay on top of the maintenance on these things. Oh, don't mind me, just looking at the plow. See, like I said, I sprayed this one earlier. Right down here, I'm looking at, oh, looking at it falling on my butt if I don't watch it. See how these holes, I don't know how oval these holes are, but I'm gonna spray some more. As I said, white lithium grease I'm gonna spray all over. Some of the excess grease from over there, I decided to wipe inside these holes. to make it easier to hook and unhook the plow. I'm gonna have to get on this side here in a minute, and we're gonna see what nightmare I get into with greasing this. I just had a phone call from a friend. I won't say who, and I'm not gonna say who at all, period. You can hound me all you want, I'm not gonna say. But previous videos I've showed that, hey, look, I found this problem on the vehicle. Like the Explorer, for example. That control arm is shot. Oh hell, my 250, I just talked about it, where I rebuilt the whole front end on that. All those parts that failed and I wound up replacing. Somebody just called me and spoke to me, and like, why are you putting that on the internet? You're showing that you're not taking care of your stuff, and amongst other things that they were saying. And I turned around and told them, I said, think about this. I said, yeah, I'm showing parts that are failing. Like I said, this lower ball joint on this truck. Yeah, it's failed. It needs to be replaced. But you know what? I'm also showing you, the viewers, that I am taking care of it. Hey, this part's failed. We need to replace it. The control arm on the Explorer, that failed. We need to replace it. The front end, all the components, steering components on the front end of my 250. Did all of them need to be replaced? No, but I was in it deep enough to where it only made sense to replace all those parts. Leave a comment below. Tell me if you think I'm in the right, or my friend is in the right. I'm not throwing him under the bus. That's why I'm not saying any names, nothing. So, yeah. I'm gonna try to finish greasing the front end of this thing here. Actually, I'm gonna try greasing the whole truck. I'm gonna check the U-joints. I don't think it's got greasable U-joints. It might, but I don't think so. I need a haircut bad. Haircut, trim the beard. But check the whole truck out. There's no more grease fittings on this thing, on the truck itself. I got grease fittings on the bed and the sander. I still gotta get, I want to grease these fittings up here at the front of the sander. I haven't hit those yet this year. I need to. And these lug nuts, see this washer right here? Oh, I really can't tell right now. Like this one here. See how I can spin it now? You do on these like you do like with the big trucks. I always do. I put oil like right in here, right between the nut and the washer. So as you're tightening it up, that lens is dirty. Hold on a second. Yeah, that looks better. Nice clean lens. Swap batteries out as well. But as I was saying, this right here, this washer, see how it spins now? Okay. As I was saying, when you tighten it up, this washer sets against the rim, flat. This will spin against the washer and squeeze everything. If it's not done right, this washer will dig into the rim. And you don't want that. So I had to take a couple over the workbench, put it in the vise, and bust them free that way. So yeah, that was fun. No more grease fittings, just the sander. We'll drop it on the ground, see if I still got that squeaking noise. Everything that took grease, that's supposed to, including that busted lower ball joint grease fitting. I would prefer to see more grease fittings on the front of this, especially as the severe duty as it is. I mean, a 550 dump truck, I want the front end greasable so I can stay up on maintenance. Obviously, I didn't on that one. But nothing I can do about it besides fix it and move on. But everything else is tight on the front end. I was underneath there, I checked everything, just that one lower ball joint. And I blame it on myself with that broken grease fitting. So I do have a 12-ton press here, so when I can pull that steering knuckle off, I'll put a new ball joint in. I can just press it out, press a new one in, put it all back together. It's not that hard of a job. It's just time consuming because everything got to come apart, pull the axle, I do have the tools as well. I have the snap ring pliers to get the snap ring that's inside this out. I do have the seal driver. That's what you've been using. Watch me. Let's go over here. I'll show you. Good thing I bought it, because I bought it for the 250. But it's a good thing I got it here on hand. Right here. This is the tool for it. Because it's not that heavy, not that light. The axle sets in here. This is where your seal is. This sets inside the knuckle. So as I drive the seal in, this centers everything. And it drives it in perfectly. So it's a good thing I got that tool. I think that thing was like 300 bucks. But I'm glad I got it, because I've got both my trucks require that tool. Both of the trucks for this business require the tool. And as well as down at the Wyndham, that Southern Maine Renewable Fuels, where I started the channel at. He's got Fords. So if I ever need to do work down in Wyndham, I can grab that tool, go down and do it. Save him a ton of money versus sending it off to a shop that charges, most truck shops now are like $150 to $200 an hour up here, up in this area. All right, let me get this wheel on, and I'm gonna set it on the ground and see if we still have that squeaking noise. I hope not. All right, truck is greased. Stand is greased. If you look, you'll see grease coming out of the bearing there. Now back here, more likely it's just a waste of grease at times. I got the grease moving there. But this one and this one here, what I normally do is I grease till like right there. I just start to see the grease move and I stop. These two here, where the material, this is my straight salt, comes out, it hits this bearing and this bearing here. These two bearings are exposed to it all the time. I grease it till I see it, basically fresh grease come out. Not till it moves, till fresh grease comes out. The only thing I did not do was hook the battery charger up to this. So what I'll do is when I get home today, I'm just gonna park where my son does. And I'm gonna steal his parking spot, and I'm gonna put the battery charger on this to charge it. Because Tuesday night into Wednesday, Tuesday night and Wednesday, last week saying it was gonna be dusting maybe an inch of snow. Right now, it's saying 2 to 4. So Tuesday night into Wednesday, more than likely, there will be a live stream while I'm out plowing. So I want to let everybody know about that. Next project, once I get customers start to pay me, that a lot of them want to be billed at the end of the month, which is understandable, but I get customers to pay me. We're going to put new plywood on the top of the sander. Let's see if I still got the squeak in the front end of this truck. I've got no weight on it. It's all been greased. I went through and put white lithium grease all over every moving point in this, on this thing. There was. So let's see. Well, I can move this ladder. Yeah, I'm too short to get that one, so I had to use a ladder. Let's see if we still got the squeak in the front end. I don't hear it right now. Shut this thing off. But we'll check once I get that on there. That's an extra, probably about another 1,000 pounds hanging off the front of the truck by like 3 feet. So that's a lot of weight hanging off the front end. See if that makes the front end squeak and groan and everything else. All right, I gotta pick up my coffee cup. I don't want to lose that. It's empty. That's not good. Oh yeah, one more thing. Yes, I did check the bolts on the drive shaft that go from the transfer case to the front end. For those of you that were wondering from last year. Yes, I took care of that. Made sure everything was good. Second, wish my daughter good luck. Tomorrow she is being sworn into the Army National Guard. Tomorrow morning. So she's got to spend the night down in Portland, get sworn in the morning, then come back, go to school. Come back, go to school on Tuesday for half a day, I think it is, and I think she's got Wednesday, like 2 weeks off. But yeah, no, very proud of her. And she's doing kind of, she is going to college this year. How's it gonna work out? She graduates the end of May or the very beginning of June. I can't remember. I think it's the end of May. She graduates. She has 2 weeks off, and then she heads off to boot camp, to basic training. She has basic training all summer. Then when she gets out of basic, she goes right straight into college. And she's gonna be like, I think she said she'd be like a week behind everybody at college. So but let's get this on and see what happens. Okay, what I try to show you what I was doing here. I was also told to check that fuse. That's the fuse that actually helps charge both batteries on both sides. Fuse is good. So then I got poke around on the wiring. I got extra. So I'm gonna cut that out, put a new end on it, connect it here. While I'm here, I'm gonna clean the ends. And then we're gonna get out of here. Cause I got stuff to do. I got other things I gotta do today. Maybe, just maybe, fire up the Pete and take that for just like a little jaunt around town. Keep the fluids flowing in the transmission and the rear ends. Keep the seals, like wheel seals, keep the oil moving around so they don't dry out. So I'm not having to repair something before I need to. I'm gonna trim this, put a new end on it, go from there. If anybody's wondering, yes, I went through and I checked the continuity again. For me alone. I got continuity through this. So it could be the alternator. Now it's hanging around 14.3. I cleaned up all the connections here and here on that. Just clean them up. 14.3, 14.38. Is light back on yet? It'll take a few minutes before that light comes on. So what? Yep, it's back on. It's still on. All right, I figured I'd just kind of bring everybody back here real quick. Well, now it's changed again for the snowfall amount. Let's see, it says evening, snow likely, low 22 degrees, light winds and variable. Chance of snow 90%, snow accumulations 3 to 5 inches. So that's Tuesday night. Now here's Wednesday. Snow showers before noon, becoming partly cloudy. Snow accumulations less than an inch. So now we're talking 4 to 6 inches. I don't think it was the exact problem, but if you notice, there's some down by my thumb here. There's some green stuff. So, and you see it right there on the bottom. Some more green stuff. I don't think that was my exact problem, but it could be something that'd be just enough to throw signals off. Do not know. But I'm still going along and cleaning things up. Nope, still there. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let it sit here and What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sit here and let it idle. Let's shut it off. I'm gonna let it idle. And you can watch the RPMs climb up. Saying almost like it's idling up a little bit to warm up. But even after the motor's warm, it's got that high idle going on. So I wonder if the ECM isn't seeing something I'm not able to figure out. And I'm gonna have to do it very carefully. Schedule it with the dealership to have them plug in and see what's going on. because I got continuity from every wire on that coming off that alternator. So it could be something in the ECM. I don't know. I hope not. That's expensive. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start it. I'm gonna let you watch the tack and watch it idle up. And once it gets to that high idle, that's what it's at the entire time when I'm out plowing. Yeah, whatever's going on is beyond my pay grade right now. I've done everything I can think of. And as far as it idling up, I do not know why. But that idle you just saw at the end is what it's at when the motor's warmed up and I'm plowing. Could it be a sensor triggering it? But I don't know why it would trigger the battery light and cause it to overcharge. But anyways, let's get myself out of here. I gotta close up the wood stove and all. Yeah, give me a minute. Hold on a second here. Yeah, I just tried turning those hubs there a few minutes ago. I'm probably gonna have to get a new set. Don't want to, but I think I'm gonna have to go to Ford, get a new set. Anybody's got any questions about the pellets or the blocks, wood stove versus pellet stove, don't be afraid to ask. Just jump in there and ask. I'm trying to get back to the roots of the channel with the pellets. But as you can see, I've been busy with doing my own thing right now. With the pellet store here, doing mechanic work for him, plus for myself. Yeah, I've been quite busy. As you can tell, it's been what? Oh, 7 days a week. Hopefully, now I gotta sit down thinking about it. Realistically, for me to start hauling salt with the Pete, that probably will not happen until maybe Monday next week. Just because we got Christmas on Thursday, and even then next week's questionable because we got New Year's on Thursday next week. But being more realistic, realistically it could happen Monday next week because we got this storm coming in Tuesday night and Wednesday. Last week they were saying a dusting to an inch. Now they're saying 4 to 6. Do not know. I will be out in the entire storm, taking care of all my Domino's stores, plus a few other things I've been taking care of. But man, it's been one heck of a year so far for me. I've been very busy. So yeah, we're gonna call it here. So please like, share, subscribe, comment, stay safe. I'll see you in the next one.